What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time for me to review 7 Deadly Sins, chapter 169. You can pretty much break this chapter down into two parts. You've got the Jericho yelling at Gowther, goddammit Gowther moment, and then you've got the Escanor versus him / the Escanor backstory. And I'm conflicted on the end of the chapter, but I'll get into that towards the end of the review. First, let's talk about the first section of the chapter. We get Escanor basically like, I don't want to fight this guy. On top of probably being, knowing that he's too weak to fight him right now, he's like, this guy's my friend, I don't want to fight him. Fairy King's like, tough shit, get in there, fucker. So, yeah, and then the Fairy King and Delore are kind of looking at Meliodas, like, thinking about how they can't really read his thoughts and shit, which I think is really cool and really interesting. But they're thinking, is he going to jump in and, like, try to help or whatever, but what ends up happening is Escanor basically stays back while Jericho just yells at fucking Gowther about comrades, and Gowther's questioning her logic on the word comrade, and she says, people who are connected with their hearts, and it's like really poor choice of words because that's going to make him want a heart even more, and of course it does. Then she tries to attack him. Swift kick to the fucking face, she's down. Hawk gets cocky, thinks his power level's high, jumps in at fucking Gowther, swift slam to the ground, he's down. Then it's just Escanor and Gowther. Gowther uses his magic to, like, puppet fucking Escanor and Nightmare. And this is where the real meat of the chapter comes in, because we get some backstory for Escanor. We see that he was born into a rich, wealthy, royal family, but because he, I guess, developed his abilities at a young age, which we didn't see him at a young age what he looked like when he broke his brother's arm, but very interesting. I would like to see what he looked like as a kid. I don't know if we'll get a full backstory or if this was our Escanor backstory. There's definitely a lot more to explore here, so I hope he gets a full backstory, but we see that a woman named Rosa helps him. She kind of looks like Merlin. I don't think there's a correlation at all, because women and guys in 7 Deadly Sins just, like, look the same sometimes, like fucking Hendrickson and Bond, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no correlation between the two. They just happen to look kind of similar in design, but she helps him, and then you get him as an adult, and he's kind of just one-punch manning, like someone needs help, blows the thing away, and then they're like, thank you, but you're like a monster and shit, and he's like, fuck you, not really, but he just kind of walks away. Then he sees Merlin, and he's like, who the fuck do you think you're, whoa, like, he had that moment, he was like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to, and then he saw that bay, and he was like, alright, never mind, I'll shut up. And yeah, she basically is interested in his powers and interested in his curse that he's afflicted with, because apparently this is a curse, which makes sense, because he doesn't seem to have any control over it. But there's definitely more to go into for his backstory, but it was interesting seeing it, and the Nightmare goes down the path you pretty much think it's going to. She's going to say, fuck you, I don't love you, you're just a guinea pig and all that. But he's cool with it, bro. He's like, she's the sun, bro. I can look, but I can't touch, and he's transforms, and that's the thing I don't know how I feel about. I get the logic, or like not really the logic, but I get like the emotion to it, like she's like his son, he's like, I probably can't ever touch her, but she gives me hope, she gives me light. I get the poetic emotion to it. I don't know if I would call this an ass pull. I kind of have to think about this one for a second, like, I gave it some thought, this video's going up late. I gave this some thought, but I really don't know how I feel about this chapter's ending. He's transforming, man. He's transforming, he's like, retribution for your shenanigans shall be most severe. Oh my god, it's gonna be over, dude. He's just transforming. Retribution for your shenanigans shall be most severe, or whatever the fucking quote was. It was fucking awesome. So he's ready to fucking go ham. He's gonna fuck up Gowther. I really want to see him just literally break Gowther. That would be amazing. I know Gowther won't feel anything from it, so it won't be as satisfying, but you can put him back together. He's like a doll. Just fucking break him. Just, like, seriously. Just fuck him up badly. That would be amazing. But I don't know. Gowther might be like this villain, so he might win somehow, which would really suck, because Escanor's awesome, but yeah, and the whole, like, even though it's nighttime, but she's his son, like, metaphorical type thing going on, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not going to say I like it. I'm not going to say I dislike it. Is it a bit of an ass pull? Probably, but like I said, I need to stew on this one. I need to think about it kind of for, a little bit, because I really don't know how I feel about it, because it's cool that he could transform at night. I think that's something he needs in order to be, you know, even more OP than he already is. But this method, I'm not too sure about. But, you know, we'll see. It could work. They might explain it. He might not be as powerful as he could be in the sun. You know, we don't know. So, yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what happens in the next chapter. But I really hope that he can bring the pain at least for a couple pages. You know, if Gowther has to win because he's like the selfless villain or whatever. You know, the fucking commandment. So. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have to say. Getting the backstory on Escanor was really, really good. It's good progression for the overall character and for a little bit of the story. The fight got started. We didn't go to anything else, but the fight didn't, like, finish or anything. So the story progression, you know, it's a fight chapter. It's part of a tournament. I'm not going to be too harsh on the story progression. So, yeah, all the panels were good. I could tell what was happening. The art was really, really nice, you know. Even though it is kind of expected, you're expecting her to be like, oh, you're just a fucking guinea pig, I don't love you. But the face she made was really well drawn. It looked really nice. I mean, it was creepy as fuck and mean as fuck, but, you know, it looked nice. It was drawn nice. So, yeah, I liked it. Not really too much else to say. You know, the art was good. It was paced well. I mean, maybe the Jericho section lasted a little too long, but, you know, whatever. So, you know, nitpicks aside, I'd probably give this chapter a solid 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I'd say it's a very good chapter, especially getting that history on Escanor, which we've had none of so far. That really helps out the overall story of the series and the character of Escanor. So, yeah, it's a very good chapter of the Seven Deadly Sins, and the cliffhanger's great. It could lead to really cool shit, so I'm going to give this one a very good. But what did you guys think of this Seven Deadly Sins chapter? You can tell me in the comments section below. And what do you guys think of how he unlocked his powers at the end? Definitely want to know that in the comment section below, what other people think. And, yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN if you want. I'm petplatypus on both. You can give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both of those would help me out a lot. You can subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you've seen here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.